The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, UNU Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Right? I used to get lost in Jersey City.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I got lost in the Heights. It was not a good idea.
Oh, I don't. I get lost there too. Heck, I get lost.
Well,
it's
easy.
My GPS is not working right. Yesterday, I'm walking around and I set it for one thing, and it sent me around in a square 2 times.
Oh my gosh.
This is not working.
Wait, but while you're here in New York, what are you doing with the GPS here in New York?
Because I like to walk, but I get lost.
So you're using, okay.
I hate to say it, but there's nothing else you can do in New York. You're not driving anywhere.
No, it's so slow. Yeah.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, Joe. You guys were waiting for Armed Radio.
Hi,
I'm glad that you're here. Stick around because we have a badass bachelor and my lovely co-host tonight, and I want you guys to be answering and asking questions too.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
We're just waiting for
Let's
Armed
have a good
Radio.
time.
This is going to be fun.
We're just waiting for Armed Radio. Those of you who are on already, which, we're live at Armed Radio. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask for Candy, where a bunch of powerhouse men and women get together online to talk about love, sex, relationships, and what it takes to be amazing on the daily. Who I am Candace Harper, lovecoach.com, and I help hardworking women and couples who have survived abuse be vibrant, alive, magnetic, and passionate while creating healthy, intimate relationships. And I am really, really excited to be coming to you from Gotham Podcast Studios, which is a fabulous thing. The first time we were here was just last week, looking to upgrade, up-level our production, I feel like this is a great avenue for it.
I would agree.
Beautiful
This
place.
is very
good,
We
right?
even saw Batman when we came in.
Very
We did.
professional.
Yeah.
Did you?
He was very nice. He actually let me in without doing a background check. I was very happy.
Studios,
That
right?
is a good thing.
So the theme of this summer, you guys know who've been listening, is Badass Bachelors. And so all summer long, every Monday, I am interviewing bachelors who are over 35, single, joyful, purposeful, and ready to share themselves, ready to be in a relationship.
Did you know that?
Oh, a relationship.
Did you even
No,
know
Well,
that?
Jerry,
You just said single and over 35. That was the prerequisite.
Jerry, I'm going to be selling you to the ladies, so you got to be ready for commitment.
They're all
Really?
coming on.
How many can I commit to at once?
Well, that's up to them. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a sister wife, but you never know.
Maybe 6.
I
Right?
did explain that I was a Mormon before I came on the show.
Right.
So you're listening to us maybe on the TuneIn app on your smart device, or maybe you're in the garden on armedradioglobal.com. We're also on iHeartRadio, so don't forget to follow us and download your favorite shows. And for the streamers, we're available on Spotify and Spreaker, or maybe you're live here with us on the Facebook. I see John joined and Joe Pryor, my love. I'm so glad that you're listening. You know, you have to participate in the conversation too, and you guys are welcome to ask questions of our bachelor. And you can also email us, askforcandypodcast@gmail.com. If you're shy, we can answer those questions in a later broadcast. We're not going to be answering emails on the show. So this is the time where we take a moment to share. So if you have a device, if out there, if you're watching, if you want to hit the share button, share it wherever you want to. Elena brought her kid with her, so maybe he might share something for us. He might share I don't know if he can hack your Facebook and share.
Oh, it's easy.
Right? I'm actually going to share to my group, the Ask for Candy. And I want you guys to join the group. Those of you who are out in the listening world, I want you to join Ask for Candy, the podcast group, and I want you to join Armed Radio Group News. Because, you know, you'll know what we're doing. You'll know what we're up to. And Armed Radio has a bunch of different podcasts. And they have a really great one that just started that's for parents. Anyway, right? Parents like dating, parenting, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Always interesting.
It's necessary stuff.
It is necessary stuff.
Right?
Very much so.
So first I want to introduce my co-host for the night.
Hey, guys.
Right? She's been a guest in the past, Elena Chapman, international best-selling author and spiritual guide and guru and wonderful all-around woman.
Nurturer, all that stuff.
Soul nurturer, just dynamic, like one of my newest, most favorite friends. We hit it off like right from the beginning, right?
We really did.
It's been good.
I don't know. We just did.
Right?
It was magic, yeah.
We can't be like Real Housewives and like love each other at first and then get into a fight.
No.
Why not? That would really promote the podcast.
Right? That might be good watching.
You can rip each other's earrings out.
No.
It's
just cool. It's
a spiritual connection. It's a soul connection.
It is a soul connection.
Yeah.
And we just kind of click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. So Elena,
everything.
What were you going to say?
I say we make good everything.
It's true.
Good shows. She was just on my show.
I have so much fun doing your show.
We had so much fun.
Elena hosts a radio show. It's out of Indiana, right?
It's out of Indiana. It's FM AM, but it's also a podcast. It's called 30-Minute Moments. We were on there talking about Elizabeth Gilbert's new book.
Yeah.
And we told a little bit about our little past, which is interesting.
We did. We told, but what I love about being on your show is because I can call in. I'm like sweaty in my yoga clothes. Like when you come to be on my show, always like gorgeous, glammed up.
Nice.
I love it. Yes, because we're on camera. But I can do Elena's show like fully, just
natural,
tore down.
natural,
sweaty,
30 minutes moments. That's a long moment.
That's good. 30-minute moments means that you can better your life in a minute. Yeah. But it's a 30-minute show, but you can take and change what you like. And we give you nuggets.
Oh, I love that.
I always say it's for ease and betterment.
My positive post today, I talked about consistency, and that's what you got to do. It's like you change every minute, and you put it into practice over and over and over and over and over.
A series of moments.
Yeah.
Like,
take the good stuff and do it over and over.
And
absolutely.
That 30 minutes goes by.
The bad, forget about the bad.
Forget it. It's not there. Goodbye.
The bad is bad. That's why you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So now Jerry's all up in the convo, so I got to introduce him now. I can't have people not knowing you. Oh. And you're like, so this is Jerry Gonzalez, everybody.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Jerry, owner and founder of D&G Insurance, Dugan and Gonzalez, right?
Yes.
Employee benefits brokerage guiding people in choosing life, health, and disability insurance. All the way from Ridgewood, Queens, honey.
Ridgewood, Queens.
Wow.
Jerry describes himself as a self-practicing health enthusiast who lost 70 pounds and brought himself back to health by becoming an athlete at 44. Say salsero en la sangre. Does that mean that salsa's in your blood?
Salsa. Salsa's in my blood, baby. Before we came in, we were talking about a little Juancito Trucumpay.
Which I have no idea what that. I don't know.
It's just a song. It's a song by Oscar de Leon.
Yeah.
And what does it mean?
It's a name.
Oh, okay.
Juancito is like Little John, or like Johnny.
Okay.
It's a song that he sings.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So here's the thing, though. I love that you dance salsa because one of my things with like my whole dating journey and like relationships, and when I decided to become a relationship coach, I didn't realize how like controlling I was in my life. We're going years back, believe it or not. But one of the ways that I sort of like got a breakthrough around that is I used to go to my friend's wine night and we would also always salsa dance at the end, or they would always salsa dance. And one night I stayed for the dancing and I didn't realize I had never like partnered with somebody with dancing and allow myself to be led. Really? And I consider myself a pretty good dancer, but then when you're partnering with someone and they're trying to lead you and you won't let them lead you, all of a sudden you look like an idiot.
That happens all the time. I used to have to be like, okay, listen, I'm leading here.
I believe
it. Focus on my eyes. I'm leading here, okay?
I believe it, but it's a really good practice. And women out there, if you have any sort of like stuff around, control and being led and allowing yourself to surrender to things, it's a really good practice for learning how to like break through that. Because you're not going to be good at salsa if you don't let yourself be led. Like you look like a fool.
Or any of those.
Right?
I love to dance, yeah.
Do you? I imagine you're really good, Elena.
I do all right.
Yeah,
I like it.
You
I love it. I love it. I love to dance.
Yeah.
So that's the
salsa is a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's very sexy.
I don't know if I've done salsa. I'd have to try it.
Yeah. In New York,
I've seen it.
It's really funny because the Fania All-Stars, even though the roots of salsa is from Cuba and the Caribbean and South America, the sound that we listen to now is really from the Bronx. You look at the Fania All-Stars. The Fania All-Stars took a variety of different genres of Latin music, and they kind of put it together in their own sound. Okay. So you had Johnny Pacheco, Hector Lavoe. You had a variety of different people that got together, and they put it into that packaged sound. Same thing with hip-hop. I mean, the Bronx was probably one of the most creative boroughs out there.
Really? Very cool. Yeah. I'm always learning about New York.
Right? Yeah. It's just so flavorful.
It is.
And so cultural. So Jerry is also the creator of The Positive Post, who's intentionally living a healthy, conscious creator, avid Spartan racer, and he's raising money for Team for Kids.
It's Team for Kids.
What does that stand for?
They're a charity arm of the New York Roadrunners.
Oh, cool.
And part of a group that I got hooked up with, I guess you could say, I went to Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. And there was a group of people that were going to run the New York City Marathon. And I've run a half marathon in order to train for Spartan races. So I was like, okay, let me do it. And I was like, let me train for the marathon. And it's been interesting. But part of me running that marathon, I have to raise $2,500. And the idea that I came up with was, okay, well, I got to raise this money. Why don't I utilize my journey to health and share about it as far as habits that I've implemented and things that I put together, and just ask for donations. Hey, look, if you found this video worthwhile, feel free to donate whatever you want. I don't care if it's $1 or $2. Just donate something. If this helps you get to your goal of health, or even it started with health, but then it also, I guess, transformed into other areas of my life.
Sure.
That, hey, just give me something. Throw something at me so I can run this marathon.
That's very cool.
That's awesome. Giving value in order to contribute. I like that.
Well, that's the whole point. I want people to get value out of my story.
Well, yes.
That's awesome.
It's to help to shape perspective. That's what The Positive Post is about. Right. The Positive Post came first about 2 years ago. I just was personally not in a great space. And I'm like, well, how do I get in a better space? First thing in the morning, focus on something positive and get it out there every day.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
And since I think April of 2 years ago, I've put a positive post out there every single day, and it's always about perspective. You know, it's about mindset.
Perspective is everything. Yeah, and
you know, if you want to be positive, start thinking positive.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yay! Seeing the good.
Yeah, and recognizing the good.
Yes.
You know, if you go around thinking that everything is bad, you're going to focus on bad. You're going to look for bad, and it's going to be bad. If you focus on good, you're going to see more good. You're going to reinforce good.
It's taking responsibility for what you hear, what you listen to, how you speak, and what you think.
Absolutely.
Your own experience. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too.
Hi, Fern. So listen, we're going to start doing the vulnerability thing. Because I feel like Jerry's he's so ready and so like open and sharing. I love it. We're going to get into it. We're just going to start asking you questions.
Here we
Excellent.
Go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
You want to do the first one?
I plead the fifth.
Here, you do the first one. You want me to
sure?
start?
You start.
Well, you're the guest.
Well, all right.
The guest eats first.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, we kind of know. What are you passionate about, other than what you've told us?
I mean, my life is committed about. I guess probably the main thing that I'm passionate about is just providing value to people in all aspects. You know, my business is about providing value as far as people's needs around insurance. The Positive Post is about perspective. So different areas in my life, they share that, but I'm just passionate about everything that I do. Like if I'm not passionate about it, I probably shouldn't be doing it. So I walk away.
Yeah.
Is there one thing in particular that like you would stand for, die for, like that is your thing?
This may sound a little odd, but I guess just my sovereignty.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
You know, I guess like my soul.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I was looking up today is like, because lately I've been very into psychology and Carl Jung, and I'm reading a book right now with a Jungian analyst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And psychology, it seems like it's two words. It's psyche and then obviously ology. Ology meaning the study of, and psyche being the study of the soul. And I maybe someone explained that to me at some point in the past, but I never put it together. But it's really interesting when you start putting in the practice those principles in your life.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like, okay, focusing on the positive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to think positive. Being
grateful. That's the one. I have, I always do a morning connection routine.
Mm.
And it does. It involves being grateful, taking a minute to connect, and then asking how I may serve. It's just like, and then I go through my day and I actually write it out because I can mentally put myself there, get myself in gear. Connection to something higher and being grateful, raising that vibration, and then getting. It's really powerful.
No, it is.
I do something similar to that.
Do you?
Yes.
You have to have a morning
cool.
ritual. You have to have a morning ritual if you are up to things in your life.
Yeah, you are.
If you want to create visions and goals in your life, if you want to live a good life, I strongly believe in the positive morning ritual.
Everyone successful has a morning ritual like that.
Absolutely.
I think when you're conscious and you're intentional, you begin to have a ritual or a routine. Yeah. Whereas if you're unconscious, then things just kind of get away from you because you're not really aware of your own power. And that's what's important. If you want to really create something and you're a conscious and intentional individual, you go about it and
with determination.
Exactly. Because you understand your power. You understand the value of the time. You understand the value of your intention.
Yeah. And the value of yourself. Like when you understand that what you are and your purpose and who you are in the world is bigger than you are, you get that your body is valuable, that your ability to do things is valuable, your health
is valuable, which is even more to be grateful for once you realize it.
Isn't that cool?
No, totally.
That's what it's all about.
I love this conversation.
Really is.
Okay, so tell us, what is your purpose? What is your why?
Why is in reference to what?
Like your exist. Like I believe that a purpose is something that we can choose for ourselves.
To provide value, to provide assistance. I mean, everything that I do. One of the reasons why I open up my business is because I want to help people. Do I want to be compensated for it? Yes, but I want to help people. I did the positive post to assist people. I did this videos that I do daily to help people.
Yeah.
We all have different struggles, but I share my struggle. I help you with perspective, and you can turn around and retrofit it to your particular situation and do what you need to do, whatever that may be. And you can do anything you put your mind to.
Anything.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because when you said basically you're serving to help, that's one of the highest forms of living is to serve.
I would absolutely.
It really is.
And it's all, what are you doing if you're not providing value to somebody else? Like, especially if you're in business. Like, I always joke around with people like this. Like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to sell you insurance. Well, buy this policy just so I can make money. That's awesome. As a matter of fact, just give me your wallet. Give me your credit card. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It has to fit a need. Same thing with everything else. If you provide value to people, especially more value than they could expect, you're going to get the same thing in return.
It comes back. It's the law of receiving.
That's really good, too, because I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the insurance industry gets a bad rap as far as integrity because there are people out there that they're just about the selling and not about it sounds like what you're providing is insurance with integrity, which I feel like is not something that's, it's funny because does insurance solve all your problems? And the answer is no. It's an institution. And you need to take control over your health, which is what I did. Now, when I was I can't say very sick because I wasn't really diagnosed with anything, but I had all these different issues going on. I was horribly overweight, and it's like, well, what am I going to do about this? And I had a friend of mine who had a master's in nutrition, who I'm grateful for every day of my life, who's like, Gerard, you don't got to be like this. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. I don't gotta be like this. Like, it was really that simple. It was like I made a decision, and like it started with just little habit changes, and then eventually it just started to steamroll because I started to feel better. I didn't need to feel like that. I could feel great like this.
Yeah. You took responsibility for you.
Yeah. And I didn't wait to go to the doctor for him to give me or prescribe me a pill. Yeah. So it's like just in my opinion, I took control of my health, and that's the purpose of the videos. And also the positive posts is for people to go, hey, look, I got to take responsibility for myself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So the insurance industry, the medical industry, not that I want to comment too much on that, but like it can only do so much. It can't change your mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
Can a pill really change your mindset?
No.
Especially like in 10 or 15 minutes. Can a doctor correct your problem that you've exhibited this behavior for 30 years and you have 30 years of whatever issue that's going on with you from the accumulation of whatever you've been putting in your body? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
You do have to take responsibility. It's very important because even when my mom was in the emergency, I even heard the doctor going around saying, well, you just got to change your mindset more. You know, the doctors are starting to come around to it. They cannot keep just doling out medicine. You've got to take some responsibility in health, in your own life, in your own love life, in your own everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you're the one who has the power. No one else can change that.
One time, I had a client who I just started with, and she said, oh, responsibility.
Which they often do say that.
They
I
do.
feel like as soon as you say the word responsibility, a lot of people go like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, more work.
The
Do
wall
I
goes
have
up.
to do this?
yeah.
But I'll tell you what, responsibility for everyone out there is freedom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is
Power.
freedom. It's
freedom,
power.
it's power. Absolutely.
It is because you are in the driver's seat. You don't have to be told what to do. You don't have to listen to what other people say unless it's valuable and you find it valuable.
Yeah.
You are you. For the first time, you are in the driver's seat. It's
Right.
so refreshing.
Standing for yourself.
It is effort, but once
Oh,
you
yeah.
begin to be, well, first of all, anything is effort.
Right.
You know, eating
It's
horribly is effort. Being sick is effort.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Living
once you
sick
put
is
that
effort.
effort into having what you want, like why wouldn't you want to work towards what you want? How many of us are working all the time for other people to be wealthy? Why wouldn't you want to work for what you want?
Yeah.
Why
So
would
if that's what I'm passionate about, that's what I'm passionate
Yeah.
about.
Got it. Okay.
That's a
I'm
good
hearing
thing.
Going
that.
for what I want.
Right?
That's good.
Up on that soapbox.
Yeah, but you serve others in doing it. So
Absolutely.
what's the
Well,
best?
absolutely.
All right, now we're going to really veer
go ahead.
left.
Left?
Okay, with the next question.
Very
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
we're gonna, yeah.
Dun, dun.
So, what is your deepest romantic desire, Jerry?
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh.
I guess to just find
Get into your heart first before you do the quick answer. Really
Think.
Well,
Get into
I did
yourself.
spend a lot of time thinking about this, and
Okay.
to find a fellow conscious co-creator.
Very nice.
You know, I think
like
when you
that.
go into a relationship
Mhm.
and you're creating something,
Yes.
Absolutely.
you're creating an environment, you're creating a vibe, you're creating a connection. You're actually creating something, even if you're not creating a life.
Yeah.
And I think when someone's aware and conscious of that, they have the ability to grow something very valuable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas if you're unconscious of that, or you don't believe that you're powerful, or it's somebody else's responsibility, it can kind of wither and die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's interesting that you said that because I just did a post the other day about the sustainability of relationships comes from having some sort of shared goal or something that you're creating together. And like you said, even if it's, I think that a lot of people feel like just having kids is all you got to create, but clearly that's not the
No,
case.
that's not enough.
There has to be some sort of shared vision of
There
what that
does.
future is going to be in
Absolutely.
order for a relationship to last, right?
And now it's kind of changed. It used to be you got married, in history,
Mhm.
and it was the man's vision that always led the way.
Yes, and the woman had to support.
And the woman was the support.
I'd have to disagree. Not in my family.
In my family.
In both my
Why?
Dominican, because I'm Dominican and Irish, and in both of my
Oh,
Irish
wow.
side, the
Yeah.
women were very dominant.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Dominican side, my grandmother. My grandmother was a single mother,
Oh,
And-
yeah. She had to handle a lot.
so it was different. I come from a background of very strong women.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the reason why I named my business Dugan and Gonzalez is because Dugan was the maiden name of my grandmother, Evelyn Whalen.
Very
And
cool.
when she got married, all her brothers died in
Oh.
in World War One,
Oh, wow.
and
Sad.
also she had one brother who only had daughters. And I remember when I was 5 years old, I promised my grandma, when I have my first business, I'll name it Dugan such and such. And I did, and I actually sold that business. And then eventually I had this new business, and I'm like, I should honor both sides.
Yes.
D&G Insurance, Dugan and Gonzalez Insurance. I'm Dominican and Irish. I'm both. I'm a big mix.
Yeah. But I think back to what Elena was saying about, like, because my whole family is like that, where men chose what the vision was going to be and what the life was going to be, and women supported. I feel like that is more, or it used to be more common than it is now. I think it's an anomaly for your grandmother and the women in your family to have been that dominant. Yeah. I don't think that was the case like a couple generations above us. I think
Italian, Irish, and
like the women were there to support.
It's changed.
Yeah, it's changed.
It's also changed as we get older too. You know, when you meet somebody now, we like in our age groups, all of us, when we come together, we all have lives.
Yeah.
And it's finding the value in the lives that we share and then building something together, bringing the lives together, not expecting one to be all one way, but sharing a vision, but also melding a little. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Both the gifts. It's kind of, actually, I think it's more of a blessing. I like it.
I mean, I think in Western culture, there seems to be a power struggle between men and women. But if you think about it, a lot of times men try to usurp women, women try to usurp men. Why not work together?
Yeah. Why not work together?
When you're both working together and you both acknowledge each other's power, you're going to get somewhere 3 times as fast versus fighting with each other, and you're going to go nowhere.
No. You
get some sustainability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sustainability.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, absolutely. All right. Okay. So, you want to ask the next one?
Stay to the list.
You can, whatever feels right for you, Elena. What do you want to ask Jerry?
Well, okay. So in a relationship, if you were in a relationship, or the bachelor, so if you are, how would you, if someone was really terrific in every way, but they had that something like different from you, maybe they process differently, how would you adjust to this kind of?
I hate to say this, but women usually process things differently than men.
That's true.
I don't know.
So how do you handle it, Jerry? What do you do about that?
It really all depends.
Because different men handle that very differently.
I mean, as long people, I believe in freedom, so it's like you process things however you want, but just be respectful.
Yes.
You know, the ability to communicate and how you communicate matters. Because if 2 people are arguing with each other and you're processing something differently and you're getting very stressed and you're getting very angry, that may be me getting very stressed and very angry. And if you start expressing yourself in a very inappropriate manner, it's not gonna work. But if you can sit there and kind of, I guess, express your emotions accordingly, to help me focus on that, and we can move forward together.
And that's what it is. And it's coming to an acceptance. And it's also that expectation. Getting the expectation. Like if I'm expecting you to be a certain way, well then I'm putting you in a role. I'm not listening to you. Do you agree or disagree?
Maybe. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to put myself in a situation.
Yeah.
And picture it.
Yeah.
Because I go in when I'm having a conversation with somebody, there's a goal in mind, whatever that goal is, and I'm very conscious of that goal. So I'm going to be looking towards the goal and not necessarily to something else. So if I'm trying to get across a point to somebody, that's what I'm focused on, and I'm trying to think of the best way to deliver that point.
See, here's the problem with that, Jerry.
Why is there a problem, Candy? Why is there a problem, Candy?
Right? I love her. And I love and adore you. Just know that first. But here's the problem with that. I think that that's how most people approach, whether there's conflict or challenge communication in a relationship, in a partnership. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that you're wrong for feeling like it's important to get your point across. But I think that's why there ends up being so much competition in relationships, because people are thinking, how do I get my point across? Rather than when you're in a relationship, especially a romantic loving relationship with someone, the idea is, how do I understand your point? So if two people are in the space of, I just want to understand where you're coming from, then the peace can come in. And then the understand. If I'm in the space of you, like I am right now, you got to get my point, Jerry. And you're in that same
definitely
space.
you lifting your hands to me is
Right?
so helpful at this point.
But if we're both in that same space, then it's just going to be about us being attached to getting our point across.
I think there has to be a distinction between people working together and then people working on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if an individual is working on themselves to some point or some degree, then their expression of that is going to be easier for someone else to understand the way they would want them to understand. Does that make any sense?
I think that's true.
Like in one of my videos that I posted over the past 2 days, I'm talking about drinking more water. And I started talking about habits. Drinking more water, cutting out sugar, all these things are habits.
Mm-hmm.
Good habits, positive habits.
Mm-hmm.
Not usually, but some people have unhealthy habits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how do you begin to address those unhealthy habits? Well, you start with action and you start with behavior, but now something goes deeper and it goes to the mindset. Mm-hmm. Now, you notice this unhealthy habit. Why do you participate in that unhealthy habit? Why are you exhibiting that behavior to do that unhealthy habit?
Right.
Well, probably usually because it makes you feel good. Okay, it makes you feel good now, but you realize it's hurting you long term. Okay, what's going on there? There's something in your mindset. There's a core belief there, or maybe there, that's not supporting you in what you want. That's the work. That's the work that I feel that if people are going to be in a healthy relationship, that they both got to be working on separately and together.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does.
And the thing is also, though, you may be working on it different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's accepting. I always, when I'm talking to people in couples, I've been couples lately, believe it or not.
Me too.
Weird. It is
weird.
Well, there's a lot of couples that need it, I guess. But I was talking to two people in Croatia.
Oh, wow.
Croatia, can you believe it?
Yeah,
and they were just, the woman, very strong person. And when she gets angry, I don't even want to be there. But they're trying to get along and they're running into, but it really does have, I always say you have to lead with respect, kindness, everything you do with each other. And that respect and that kindness, even if you have a point, or even if, okay, maybe, all right, I will put us together. Maybe if I want Diet Coke, oh my gosh. Oh, so if I want Diet Coke and you're going to say, drink your water.
Water, baby.
Water? So it's that kindness and that respect. But I may be doing wonderful things over here, and I might be just striving. I love that Diet Coke. Now, I can just tell that it's going to eat at you.
It's not going to eat at me because you got to accept the responsibility and the consequences of your behavior.
Exactly.
Now let's extend that a little bit.
Yeah,
you're drinking Diet Coke. I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
Let's just say you go to the doctor and he says that you're pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
And maybe you shouldn't be drinking Diet Coke.
Right.
And you're sitting there and you're complaining to me about this and this and this, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you're too tired for this and you're too tired for that, and you're pissed off that I want to go hiking or that I'm going running or I'm doing CrossFit and I'm not spending time with you because our habits have become different. I want to maintain health. You want to maintain unhealth.
Okay.
And you're sitting there and you're getting upset and you're getting angry because I'm not there. Because you want to drink Diet Coke. Okay, that's fine. Drink Diet Coke. But there's other aspects to that behavior that you're choosing at that point in time. That may be very simplistic, but...
No, it's not. I understand.
But here's the thing. What both of you are saying is beautiful, but I do want us to circle back around to this idea of, like, you're both absolutely right when it comes to the work that you do on yourself is what you want to bring to your relationship, right?
True.
What we do for ourselves individually is what has us have a good relationship. But what we do for ourselves individually, the idea is that we grow to a point that we become unattached to needing someone to see it our way.
Yes.
Like, that's part of the work. And if I can do that, then when we come together, I can say I'm more concerned about understanding where you're coming from than I am making you see where I'm coming from.
Exactly.
Like that takes that out of the space
I know
because
it's
I've
hard.
done my personal healing.
Especially when you have such success. And it's like that. So many women who, a lot of us, when we get to that higher consciousness, oh my gosh, we want to bring our partners along. We want. Don't you know?
You have to get this.
Well, there's a difference between dragging and inspiring. When you're inspiring somebody to do something, man, they're in it with you. They may be even running faster than you and bringing you along. Yeah. It's like I noticed that with running. Like when I'm running, if I'm running on my own, I usually run a minute slower than I do with other people.
Right.
You know, but if you're dragging somebody, how fast are you going to go dragging somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
If I really want you to stop drinking that Diet Coke and I'm dragging you, how difficult is that?
Exactly. Because it's attachment. Like if I'm attached to stopping you or making you do something, it's resistance. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be attached.
Well, that's
say it was reversed. Say you were the one with Diet Coke. I wouldn't be attached. I figured that's what you want to do. But I'd be drinking my water. And we'd be doing other things. You know, I'd say, all right, but if you're having one Diet Coke, that's up to you.
I think
you know what I mean?
I think that certain bad habits, or maybe a lot of bad habits or any habit, they affect multiple areas of your life. It's not just siloed in that. That's the reason why I began to expand into like other areas, depending on how much of an impact that was having. That one, like the Diet Coke or whatever else like
or whatever
that.
it may be.
But
pastrami sandwich.
It could be, you
know what I mean?
Well, pastrami sandwich, I'm buying one. Whatever problem we have, we can talk about pastrami and rye.
There we go. I gotta say hi to a couple of people on the Facebook because Joe is chiming in. He says you have to relearn the idea of listening to the new person you are in the relationship with. Yes, Joe. I think that's along the lines of what you're saying.
I'm listening to Alexa. She likes Diet Coke.
Right now, Jerry's listening to Alexa. And Jimmy says, yes. He says, you are needing validation. I think that Jimmy's pointing to something that we were saying earlier, like when you're attached, you're in need of validation.
Yes.
But yeah, this is good. It's
good.
Rich.
You've got some
Jerry's hydrating.
Yeah.
Drink water next 30 days. Drink water.
And I see I gotta say hi to people who come in. I gotta say hi to Evelyn. Hi to Gabe. What's up, honey? And Krishna and Rory and William. Hi. And Fern says, hey, ladies.
Bienvenidos.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going all over the place, which I love.
Oh,
we're all over the map with the vulnerability quiz. And the time is going so fast. We're already almost at 40, Jerry.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, I told Jerry.
I'm 44.
Jerry said, I told him earlier, because I know Jerry from, I don't know if you guys have been watching, Jerry was in a previous show with a Badass Bachelor, and you were great, and you participated, you were so much fun, but when you talk to Jerry in person, Jerry is a very full conversationalist. And so I said to him, I was like, you know, we just have to be mindful that we only have an hour, so, and I love that you're like willing to give it, because that's great. He will offer it up, honey. And he's like, well, you're going to have to cue me.
No boring dates with me.
Right?
No boring dates.
No boring dates with Jerry.
Dancing, good conversation, great restaurants.
Right? He'll chat you up.
But farm to table restaurants. Farm to table restaurants.
Yes, healthy.
Oh,
so then Jerry's like, give me something to cue me. I was like, look, I always talk about the time, so I'll let you know exactly how much time we have for everything. Okay. So right now we got 20 minutes left of the show. We still got some time to talk. We have things we want to plug. I want to make sure we all get plugs in because Elena, I know you have some stuff going on you want to tell people about. I got stuff going on. Jerry's got stuff going on. So we're going to do a couple more questions and then we're going to plug and all of that stuff. It goes by so fast. It does. What's up, Joe Brown, who just joined us? Hi there. So Joe says, water is good. Great discussion. Thank you, Joe.
Water is good.
Water is good.
Water is good.
Okay, so I wanted to ask
Joe Brown does not like Diet Coke.
No.
It's got a little bit of rum in it. It's all good with it.
Well, that's Joe Pryor. Joe Brown, who just showed up. He's like, I just got here. How do you know whether I like Diet Coke?
I love it.
Right? All right. So, okay, I was going to ask some questions about your health shift, but you did sort of touch on it a little bit. When you made the decision to shift your health, how did you actually do it? Like the logistical steps of doing it.
You know, I think everything comes from a result of pain. I hate to say it's just a straight up truth. You know what I mean? Like if everything is great, why would you do anything different?
Right.
And I actually broke up with this girl, and this is going to sound real shallow, but I broke up with this girl. And I'm looking, and I'm thinking, and I'm just like, man, she ain't nothing. And I'm like, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, you ain't shit either. I'm like, look at you.
That's how you ended up together.
Look at your fat ass. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. And I also was getting sick. So like I had sleep apnea, I had GERD, I had all these different GERD is like acid reflux.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I had all these different issues going on, and I remember going to the doctor a little bit before I committed myself, and he's like, "Oh my!" Like I got this biometric screening, which basically a biometric screening is usually a test that your employer would give you for changing their insurance, so the insurance would be prepared as far as the health risk of the population they're going to be taking on, so they'd be able to assess what kind of rate they would give you.
Okay.
And like I'm looking at this, and my cholesterol was through the roof. Oof. And his doctor was like, okay, you need to go on Lipitor when I went to go see him after the test. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking that. And it was really funny because the doctor's like, well, if you don't take this, you're not going to see me no more. And I'm like I want to come and see you. I want to be sick and come and see you. Right? Like, instead of going out on great dates, I want to come and hang out with the doctor in the doctor's office. But whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm going to address it with diet. He's like, yeah, you're full of shit. And I'm like, no. And it was really funny because then when I went back to see him a couple of months later, his nurse kept telling me to get back on the scale and get off the scale and get back on the scale.
They didn't believe
you. They thought I don't know. I don't know. They thought I cut off my feet or something. Like,
wait, that was after you'd lost the entire 70 pounds? Or
no, I think I lost 30 at that point because originally, when I was talking to my friend, a lot of the weight I lost was strictly through diet.
Got it.
So I started drinking more. I started cutting out sugar. I started eating more whole foods. There was a variety of different things that I started doing that just started taking the weight off. Yeah. And the weight was just coming off. Wow. And I didn't start exercising till probably about 2 years later.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like that happens for men. I feel like with women, I mean, not that, I don't want to be like, well, it was me, the struggle. But men, all they have to do is decide to lose weight, and then all of a sudden it just starts, they shed the pounds.
It does.
Whereas us, it's like, you have to make the decision. You have to figure out the diet. Then you got to figure out, what exercises you're going to be doing. Then you have to make sure you're not going over your calories. Make sure your macros are good. And I feel like it's such a,
it is.
Whatever.
I can only discuss it from a male perspective. I've never been a woman before.
I know. Although none of that is, that's all a product of my own belief that it's true. Like, I feel like in actuality, for all of us, women included, it really is just about making the decision. And then the universe aligns and you just have to commit to your decision. It's
making the decision.
Yeah.
And
you don't really have to obsess. We just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, it just was, I was eating really, really bad. Like, I tell this story about, I was hanging out with an ex-girlfriend and her daughter. I'm like, oh, you want to hear how I used to eat? So I call up my boy and I put him on the phone. I'm like, tell him about Thanksgiving, Raph. So he's like, well, here's what happened. He's like, on the way to a Thanksgiving buffet, Gerard eats a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. Then we get to the Thanksgiving buffet and I have 3 heaping plates of food. 3 heaping plates of food. Yeah, 3. And possibly more. Then I have like a heaping plate of dessert, including drinks and wine and all kinds of stuff. And then on the way back to his house to go hang out, I decided to get like a sausage roll.
Oh my God.
Like, I had an incredible appetite. Yeah. And my buddies used to tell me, like, Gerard, I'm surprised you didn't break 300. Yeah. Because you would eat incredible. It's like your metabolism has to be spectacular. So when I started to change things, but the thing that it was that I was addicted to that food. Yeah. I was addicted to
because it's addictive food. Yeah. But here's another thing too. Like, chemically it is addictive, but I know that for myself, because I lost like 40 pounds in the last year or whatever.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I know that for myself, my thing with food, if I'm eating like that, because I can do a Thanksgiving pretty well too.
I'll make a turkey.
Right? If I'm eating like that, it goes beyond just the chemical addiction. There's also like some hole I'm trying to fill. Either there's something I'm miserable about, or I'm trying to avoid something, or
it's a series of habits.
Yeah.
Like my drinking habit and my eating bad habit was all tied in together. Yeah. I used to love to go out to dinner and eat and this and that, but then like when I started journaling and I started looking at my habits, it's like, okay, well maybe it's just an eating habit and it's nothing to do with drinking. So maybe I'd eat really well, then I would drink, but then, I woke up late. I woke up late and then I didn't have my food, or I had to run out of the house. Now I left my food at the house instead of taking it with me. Well, I'll just have a quick donut to hold me over.
Yes.
Like, I used to have this thing about picking.
Yeah.
So, and then with the picking, it's like I'd eat donuts, eat cookies, and eat this and that. And once I started having food with me, I didn't pick. Like, whether I was having water with me, or I made sure I had fruit with me, or I prepared my meal, I did a lot less eating garbage that was around me because I was hungry.
Did you have any emotional attachment to food? Or was it just that it was the
sugar? I did.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was emotional attachment. It was a straight up addiction. Like, I remember
sugar
when I cut out sugar, the first time I cut out sugar, I actually had drug dreams about sugar. Yeah. And it was really weird.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh, no, it was crazy. I cut out sugar, and then, like, in a week in, I remember having, first of all, I was, like, sleeping, I'm drooling, and then I'm actually jumping from building to building in my neighborhood, picking up munchkins, like, flying over them in a single bound. And, like, I wake up, I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Picking up munchkins.
You know, I've lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks. So
go ahead, girl. Get it.
But I'll tell you what. When I started, I was addicted to sugar too. I didn't have munchkin dreams.
Well, I had munchkin dreams, and it wasn't those kind of munchkins.
But I found the first 2 days, I was like
cranky.
I was too zen.
Really?
I'm a pretty zen person.
Yeah.
But I was so zen. Like,
really?
Oh, do you mean I have to do that? Oh.
See, I'm ready to, like, punch people in the face. Like, if I'm coming down off of sugar, I'm horrible.
I'm like, don't move me.
A lot of us are addicted to sugar, and we don't realize it.
Yeah. I'd say most of the population.
Yeah.
Sugar is a drug. It really is.
Totally.
Sugar, caffeine, all drugs.
You said it, so when sugar comes after you. Hey, sugar ain't a drug. It's great stuff. Have a Snickers.
Right? But I love what you said about drug dreams, because I used to smoke, and I still, to this day, it's been 16 years since I quit, I still to this day have dreams that I started again.
Really?
And I wake up, I'm like, oh shit. Oh wait, no, it's okay. You didn't start again. It's okay.
I haven't had those kind of dreams.
Well, you don't wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bodega and buy a pack of cigarettes?
Like sleepwalk.
You get a pack of Newports?
I think I am. Like, I've had dreams where I feel myself actually get up and go. Marlboro Lights were actually my cigarette of choice.
Yeah.
And I get up and go, and I'm smoking them in my dream and, like, mad at myself.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I've smoked a lot in my dreams.
Interesting. Yeah. That is. Right? There's something there.
Yeah. The drug dream. All right, we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to talk about what everybody's up to. Share it with the people, anybody who wants to, like, get connected with us about it. And, yeah. You good with that, Jerry?
You're the boss, kid.
Yeah, she is.
He already knows. Maybe I should date Jerry.
Maybe you should.
Candy, just make out the check to Gerard Gonzalez.
Right.
Cash is preferred.
Right? It's so funny because I was, like, doing the promos yesterday, and I think I spelled your name like 5 different times in 5 different places.
Wow.
Like, it was like Jerry with a G at one point, and then
growing up, people used to do that. They'd be like, Concalgas. I'm like,
Concalgas.
They'd be like Gerard. I'm like, what?
Oh, come on.
My name's Gerard. Okay, Gerard.
But Gonzalez, I feel like, has like 4 spellings, that name, because other people who have the name Gonzalez, they spell it differently.
Mine is with 2 Z's. It's easy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, total sidetrack. Okay, so what is your most desired future vision, Jerry?
My most desired future vision?
Yeah.
This is going to sound hokey, just to provide value to people. Like, if people were, in anything that I do, I want to provide value and help people get to the goal that they desire. Whether they're utilizing my positive post, they're utilizing me professionally in my business, it gets them to their goal. Like, I kind of see a merger between the motivational aspects and perspective, the perspective enhancing aspects of what I'm doing with videos and with the positive post, and also my business. Because I think with any business, kind of like we were talking about with relationships, if you're dragging somebody, man, that's a lot of energy. But man, they're inspiring people. Yes. Man, they're gonna follow you.
Amazing, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
they do follow. Yeah.
So that's
everybody wants something better.
That's kind of like where I wanna be with business, and it'll probably begin with inspiring the people that I eventually hire, because I work as a sole proprietor right now. But that's where I see it going, with the merging of that.
Ooh.
I like that.
What were you going to say?
No, that's it.
All right.
I mean, there's nothing more to say than just that.
With that said, so you have a number of things that people can reach you about. So first of all, if they're interested in insurance.
Yeah, they're interested in insurance.
Right,
just say Gerard Gonzalez.
You're the go-to
Insurance, Gerard Gonzalez.
But tell them, like, how do you want people to find you? Where do you want them to follow you at? Where do you want people to go to? And we can add links in the post later. So.
You can go to my website, www.dugangonzalez.com. You can follow my business Facebook page, Dugan Gonzalez. You can follow my business D&G on Instagram, or you could also my personal, my business is all kind of merged. So if you contact me on Instagram at Gerard_Jerry_Gonzalez, or on Facebook at Gerard Gonzalez. Any which way, my email, my phone number, everything is right on there. Just reach out to me, tell me what challenge you have, and that's it. The one thing that I do want to mention is that I am raising money for the New York City Marathon. Mm-hmm. So if the videos provide value to you, suggestions provide value to you, and only if they provide value, please donate to my Team for Kids campaign to run the New York City Marathon. I got to raise that money by, I think, September 15th. So help me, please. Help me.
What's your ultimate goal? What's your goal amount?
$2,500. So far, I think I've raised about $100 or $75.
Okay.
And just donate.
Yeah.
So I can finish that 26.2 miles that I've been training for.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
it goes for a wonderful, wonderful cause.
Right? Yes.
You know?
Team for Kids is a good charity. Anything that's helping children do exercise is a great charity. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank you.
You've been fantastic.
I try to do the best I can.
No, it's wonderful happening. I'm going to come back to you. Elena, I want you to tell the people where they can find you and what you want them to look for.
Wow. Yeah. I have a wonderful, wonderful community called Soul Manifesto.
Yes.
So join Soul Manifesto. It's all about learning and really growing spiritually. I mean, it's tapping in, really starting to live from that soul and putting that critical mind over here. But we have a cool event coming up.
Oh, yeah?
November 2nd.
Oh, that's
right. We have that
Elusive
coming up.
Yeah.
It's the elusive creative spirit, because it is, and the inevitable you.
I didn't know those titles. I'm just learning that.
Like that?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And so it's a 2-day workshop. It's at Columbia University, November 2nd and 3rd, and we're going to be doing a series. But this one is with Elizabeth Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love, and the new book, City of Girls.
Yes.
I like City of Girls. I like City of Girls.
I bet you do, Jerry.
I want to go to that city.
Right. So anyway, so if you're interested in that, go to soulmanifesto.com/experiences, because it's all about experiences.
Yes, and we'll put that link. We'll put that link in the comments too, or up on the.
And we're only allowing, and guys, you got to act on it, because I'll tell you what, we are only allowing, because it's a workshop. I want you to get something out of this. These things, you don't leave just inspired. You leave with real tools that you can use, and with that, we want 100 people at the most. Okay.
You got to put those tools into practice.
Yes,
and how to do that. That's what it's about. Because if you feel sure about it, you'll do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you so much, Elena.
Thank you for co-hosting. I love it.
I love it. Girlfriending you up.
I know. Girlfriending me up.
How long are you in NYC?
Oh, I am here until the 27th. I think.
We're going to have some dinners.
Oh, I would love
definitely.
that. Yes, cool. Definitely.
Yay. All right. So now you guys know, for me, I'm doing my 12-week intensive. So it's the Get Right with Mom for the Sake of Your Love Life intensive, healing the relationship with your mother. I'm going to take 12 women who have been surviving a painful or abusive mother-daughter relationship, so you can move the past out of the way, throw out that emotional baggage, become vibrant, alive, magnetic, and passionate while creating a love life that lights you up and supports your happiness. If you're interested, you can click the link on my business page. For those of you who know, Candace Harper Love Coach, and go ahead and apply. There's a little bit of an application because I want to make sure we're a good fit. We'll have like a free call. We'll talk about it and see if it's something that's going to work for you. When I say intensive, it is an intensive. So it's really only for women who are at the point where they're ready to do the work, ready to do the healing. So there's that. Also, you can follow me at Candy Love Coach on Instagram. You can watch my naked face walks on IG, where I just Walk around.
Really?
Yeah, I do my
Your
run
naked
walk
face?
in my with my naked face,
Oh, I bet
honey.
that's fun.
No makeup, like cap on, like
Ooh,
sweaty.
look at you go.
You better take it easy with the naked. You may attract the wrong type of
Oh no, Jerry, isn't that how you found me?
What? Naked? No naked.
But wait, isn't that how you found me, Jerry? Were you
I actually did.
a naked face walk?
I was like, what kind of naked face walk is? Oh, naked.
Oh,
I got it now.
So that's at Kenny Love Coach on Instagram. And then also, we have a Patreon page now, you guys. So if you've been following along with the podcast and you watch every week, you're welcome to do that for free. Absolutely, always. But as I said, we're leveling up production. We want to start getting the message out to the masses. We want to start being able to like bring guests in from other places. There's a lot that we're up to as far as the show is concerned. And I'm going to keep creating content and keep bringing in people who bring amazing content and amazing nuggets of wisdom. So you can go to the Patreon page and just for $1 a month, $1 a month, you can
You
sign
can't even
up.
buy coffee in New York.
You
for
can't even
$1.
get coffee in New York. I mean, can you even still get $1 slice is what I want to know. Maybe you might be able to get $1 slice.
Yeah, that'll make you really sick.
That'll make you sick, right? So instead of getting that $1 slice, just give us $1 a month just to support what we're doing. You become a patron, which means that not only do you get to be in a private group, you get stuff after the show. We have conversations. You get promo codes for whatever I'm up to, whether it's the intensive or any sort of events and things like that. And then you get the information before anybody else and background information on people. Like, say, ladies out there who want to know Jerry, if you're a patron,
You never know.
then you might get like the straight avenue to actually being able to talk to Jerry. So, something to
Drink your
consider.
water.
Make sure you bring water, because Jerry's going to want you to stay hydrated.
Our first date, we'll run a half marathon, 13 miles.
There with half the
You gotta work.
Now then, this last thing, which I'm hoping you guys will be able to come on Sunday. My friend Chef Keisha Ogaldez, she does a pop-up restaurant, and she's doing a brunch called the Urban Oasis Brunch. There's going to be live music, and I usually host it. I do connectivity games. It's like a big family dinner. We usually have I think we're having up to 30 people this time around. I announced it last week thinking it was this last Sunday, but it's this coming Sunday, the 30th. So you guys are all welcome. I'm going to put my promo code, Ask Candy, all caps, and you'll get $10 off the ticket. It's not even an expensive ticket. It's like a $70 ticket. You'll get $10 off. So $60. It's brunch, it's booze, it's live music, and it's me.
Fun.
Right? It's fun stuff. It's very social. We've done this many times. Hopefully you guys okay. You'll still be in town. Oh, you're the 27th.
On the Friday.
Next time.
Yeah, next
Jerry,
time
you're
I
welcome
will.
to come.
Well, thank you.
Would love to have you. So I'll put the link in the comments below. And what else? I think that's it. I think we're about to lose the Armed Radio people because it is 8:59 if you haven't gone already. So Armed Radio people, until next time, never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you're not getting enough love, just make more and ask for candy. Those of you on the Facebook Live, thank you so much. I see, Steven, you just joined just now. That means you're going to have to rewind, honey, and watch the whole video.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Yeah. Baba J, Jose, Sachet, everybody's name rhymes tonight. All the Joes. I got Joe Brown, Joe Pryor, and then Jimmy Allen. Like so many of you. Thank you. I know, a lot of J's. Thank you, everybody who joined. John, I see that you joined earlier. Melissa, thank you for all that were here. And if you come on later and you're watching later, feel free to leave comments. I will always answer. Also,